It come into existence just like that. Or secondly, it create itself. Macam transformer lah. Click clack, and then become transformer. Okay? Dia jadi apa tu? Megatron ke apa panggil tu? All those things lah, apa semua dia, they come into existence. But they have a creator. Right? From the planet where they come from. Everything has a maker. Okay? Or it has a creator, cause or maker outside itself. Of these three possibilities, it seems that we can accept the third. Okay? We cannot accept that, it creates itself. Nothing creates itself. It has a creator that make things come into existence. The first and second explanations are obviously impossible. Okay? It is inconceivable for something that has a beginning in time to come out or be made of nothing at all. It is also inconceivable that it should bring itself into being. The universe and all that is in, therefore, could not have created itself, or it came about by chance. They were created with purpose. Okay? With purpose. The universe and all that is in it, therefore, could not have created itself, nor did it come about by chance. The conclusion then is clear. The universe and all that is owe its existence to the creator or maker outside itself. We, as human being, as part of the universe, owe our existence to the creator. So we have answered the first question and the second question, where we come from. To say, as many do, that human beings come from or evolved from other creatures, or that they originated from water. Okay, we know. Even science also says that all things come from water. And the Quran also testify this. Okay? Or that there is a Big Bang. And the scientists explain that there was a Big Bang theory about the origin of the universe. And everything just happened to fall in place. Does not really answer the question about the origin of the universe and all that is in, including us, the human being. Okay? Now, let's now look at our own, why we come, how we came about. We look at human creation. Okay? Now, human creation involves human fertilization, involving the union of human egg and sperm, usually occurring in the ampulla of the uterine tube. The result of this union between the egg and the sperm is the production of a zygote, or what we call a fertilized egg, which initiate the prenatal development. Scientists discovered the dynamics of human fertilization in the 19th century. Prophet Muhammad was talking about this 1500 years ago. And what he said is an exact thing that is now understood. Now let's look at this process. Okay. So you have this male sperm, human male sperm. This is the female ova. Must be human and human. If I take this gorilla sperm and this human ova, do you think the fertilization can happen? Tak boleh. You cannot have a gorilla man. It must have a human sperm and a human egg for fertilization to occur. Same thing also. If I take an elephant male sperm and a giraffe ova, nothing happen. Because it is natural that the male sperm understand that it is going to penetrate the membrane of the egg. It must have compatibility. And it is natural. It is not natural if you have a gorilla or monkey and a human being. Cannot. You cannot do fertilization. So this is the beginning of our creation. And the Quran says so already about all this. We only discovered this recently. Now you look at the development of the fetus. Also being described in the Quran. Okay? From a clot of blood until the thing is being covered with flesh. Then the scientists, they were explaining to us that we are from planet. We are all monkeys. And we also know that it's not possible. Okay, the DNA of the monkey and the DNA of human being doesn't match. Okay, so the Darwin's theory of human development is wrong. Okay, so we are being created by our own creator in such a way that it is not from the apes. We can therefore conclude that any worldview that denies or does not accept the existence of a creator of the universe is a false worldview. So the worldview that we are talking about here now is that there is a creator. Okay, the creator that creates everything. Everything that comes into existence is his creation. Okay. Okay. Now let's look at the nature of the creator. The creator must be of a different nature from all that has been created. And in Surah Al-Ikhlas, the 4th verse, okay, kita baca Qul huwallahu ahad, Allahus samad, lam yalid walam yulad, walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. The 4th one, that the creator does not resemble anything. It does not resemble anything that you can think of. So the creator must be of different nature from all that has been created. This is because if he is of the same nature as they are, he will need to have a beginning in time, or will therefore need a maker. So cannot. So one word for to have a beginning in time is what we call temporal. To have a beginning in time is what we call temporal. Now if the maker or creator is not temporal, he must then be eternal, everlasting. Okay. Eternal here means to have no beginning and do not have an end in time. So this is in the Surah Al-Ikhlas, we say Allah As-Samad. Okay, that Allah is eternal and He is everlasting. Now if the maker is eternal, He cannot be caused. And if nothing caused Him to come into existence, nothing outside Him causes Him to continue to exist, which means that He must then be self-sufficient. So the term that we use from the Quranic term is As-Samad. And this is the 99 names of our Creator. He has 99 beautiful names. And one of them is As-Samad. That He is the eternal and He is also everlasting. Now, self-sufficient means that He does not depend on anyone or anything to exist. And if He does not depend on anything to exist, then His existence can have no end. The Creator is therefore eternal and everlasting. Nicely put as As-Samad. If the Creator is eternal and everlasting, then all His qualities must also be eternal and everlasting. Meaning, for example, we know His other name, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. He's merciful. He is compassionate. He must be merciful all the time. He must be compassionate endlessly. He is the Al-Aziz, the powerful. He must be powerful all the time. This is what we mean. This means, for example, that if He is powerful, He must always be powerful. He cannot cease to be unpowerful at one time. He is powerful all the time. He cannot cease to be powerful. He cannot stop to be not to be powerful. He is also Al-Alim, the one that knows, all-knowing. He must always be all-knowing. He must know what we have done in the past, and He will also know what we have done in the future. This is the concept of all-knowing. Okay. Sometimes we call omniscience. So this is all-knowing. He is wise. He is wise is apa dia? Al-Hakim. He is wise. He must always be wise. He is kind and just. Al-Wadud. He must always be kind and just. The Creator then does not lose or get any new qualities. He is absolute. In His qualities, it is absolute. Qualities that do not change and last forever are absolute qualities. Okay. Another name for qualities are attributes. Can there be more than one creator? Is it natural to think that there can have 2 or 3 creators? Can there be more than one creator with such absolute attributes? Can there, for example, be 2 absolutely powerful creators? Okay. Now let's look at this. Now this is where some of the scholars of Islam put the thing about the nomad. Okay, nomad is a Bedouin, a person who travels in the desert. Okay, so this thing was asked to the nomad about the concept of his creator or God. The desert nomad or the Bedouin was asked about the existence of God. This was his answer. Okay, he said that camel droppings, tai unta ni, point to the existence of a camel. So if you're in a desert, you see some camel dung, you know there was a camel who have just passed through this desert. The footprints on the sand, okay, on the shore, tell of a traveller. Kalau you nampak tapak kaki, that means there is somebody who has graced or passed through that land. The heaven with its stars, the earth with its mountains and valleys, and the sea with its waves, don't they point to the Maker? This was the answer of the Bedouin. So all powerful, all knowing, all wise, and all caring. So these are the signs of the Creator. Signs, ayat-ayat. So Allah, the Creator, does not have to come down like Superman. He travel down on earth and then declare himself, oh man, oh human being, I am your Lord, worship me. If you don't worship me, you will perish. No, he will just leave signs for us to pick up, think about it. One of them is this: the universe, the earth, the sea, the cloud, the sky. This is what the nomad was saying. The footprints, okay, on the sand tell us of a traveller, but you don't see the traveller. You only see the footprints. Now, to the atheists, this was Ja'far as-Sadiq. Ja'far as-Sadiq was the descendant of the Prophet, one of his descendants. So, this conversation took place between the leader and the scholar. Okay, Ja'far as-Sadiq. Okay, and the conversation was between him and an avowed atheist. Ja'far asked the person, the atheist, have you travelled on the sea? Then the atheist answered, yes. And then Ja'far asked, have you experienced its terror? And then the atheist said, yes, indeed. One day, while we were out at sea, a terrible hurricane blew up and smashed our ship. Several sailors perished. I clung to a raft of the ship, but it was soon snatched away. I was thrown about in the stormy sea, but eventually was tossed up on the shore. Then Ja'far asked this atheist, when the storm broke, Ja'far commented, perhaps you first relied on the ship and the sailors for your safety, and then on the rafter which saved you for a while. But when all this went, did you resign yourself to death, or did you still hope for safety? Then the atheist said that, I hope for safety. And then Ja'far asked, on whom did you hope for safety? The man was silent. And Ja'far said, the Creator is the one whom you place your hopes at that time. And he is the one who delivered you from drowning. At this conversation, the atheist was no longer an atheist. So he understand. So remember Titanic? Have you seen the movie Titanic? What happened to this guy? Who's this guy? Sorry. Okay. Where was he? Sorry. Okay. Now, when the Titanic was sinking, we heard screamings. People were screaming. They were screaming for what? They were, you can hear, oh my God! God! People were just screaming and they were just hoping for safety. At that point, why are we turning for safety? Why are we going to our Creator? Because it is natural. And Allah says in the Quran beautifully, from me that you come or you came, to me shall you return. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Verily from me that you came, to me that you shall return. So all this thing is implanted in us already. Kan? Implanted. So our friend here eventually in the movie, he sang and he died. And they are trying, Hollywood is trying to make a remake. Then from this thing, okay, he did not die lah. They want to make another movie so that they can make more millions. So that we also, we got engrossed with all this romantic punya apa ni. We thought the thing. And then look at all those things. So many people died in Titanic. Okay, at one time they said that the Titanic was the ship of the century. It was being made out of tons of steel. It's an iron ship. Okay. Huh?
Even God cannot make it.
Yeah. Just God send one piece of water, hardened water only. This hardened water is what I call iceberg. It's just a water. Just water in the solid form. Just send one iceberg only. Split into two. Now let's look at the mulberry tree. Okay. Mulberry tree ni kita buat silk kan. Kan, there's the ulat there, the silkworm. Now let's look at what this. This is Asy-Syafi'i. Imam Asy-Syafi'i. We have 4 big imams kan? Imam Malik, Imam Hanafi, Imam Asy-Syafi'i, and Imam Ahmad, Hanbali. So these are the 4 major imams. So one of them, Imam Asy-Syafi'i, said this. Okay, when people ask him, "Yeah, Sheikh, what is the proof for the existence of God?" And beautifully he said this. The leaf of the mulberry tree, its color, smell, taste, and everything about it seem one. And same to you. But to a caterpillar who eats the leaf, and it comes out as a fine silk thread. Okay? A bee which feeds on it, and it comes out honey. Okay, the bee will consume dia punya flower lah. Okay, and then a sheep which eats the leaf will come out as a dung. Dia panggil tek kambing lah. Okay, so different product from the same tree. Okay, very diversified. The gazelles chew on it, and then it will congeal, producing the fragrance of musk. So 4 different type products from the same tree. Then he asks, who has made all these different things from the same type of leaf? So this is the mulberry tree. Okay, so this is to show you the mulberry tree. So very plush with leaves. So we have this caterpillar that consume the leaves, and then from the caterpillar you can get the silk. Okay, and when the bees come and eat the fruits or the flower, it produces honey. The kambing take the leaf, the claw take kambing. Okay, but the gazelle consume the leaves, it will produce the fragrance. Another Imam, Ahmad bin Hanbal, the 4th big Imam. Another famous jurist, Ahmad bin Hanbal, was also asked the same question about the Creator. And this is what he said. There is this strong, smooth fortress. It completely is enclosed. It has neither door nor window. It looks like a white silver on the outside and like pure gold in the inside. While it is in this state, suddenly its wall begin to crack and crumble, and out comes something alive, which can hear. It looks beautiful and gives off a pleasing sound. Of course, Imam was referring to the breaking of an egg and the birth of a chicken. So this is the egg and chicken. When you look at the egg and the chicken, even we have also problem. We have the chicken and egg story. Which one comes first? The egg or the chicken? Or is it the chicken or is it the egg? Even a thing like this also, we humans also, we have no answer. Okay.